The good is lots and lots and lots of money, boatloads of money. The bad was constant work. If he stopped, it all stopped. Hey friends, welcome to Creative X. My name is Brad Hussey and I'm a web designer. Today, we're going to be sharing a clip from one of our weekly office hours sessions within our Creative X crew, which is our free community filled with professional web designers, freelancers, agency founders, no-code makers, and people who build amazing things for the internet. During these sessions, I answer questions, provide design feedback, talk positioning, branding, pricing, you name it. The crew is growing every single day and we have a ton of fun. And there is a special place with your name on it. So I want to invite you to join us in the Creative X crew, be a part of our family, and join us in these weekly office hours. It's free and the link is in the description down below. I'd love to see you on the inside. Now let's get into today's clip.
So my question was, do any of you do a subscription model for your clients for web design and development? What is the good, the bad, and the ugly?
To be fair, I haven't offered that myself, so I can't speak from actual experience saying, okay, running an unlimited design subscription service for a year, here's what I know. That said, as humans, we can learn from other people's experiences, so long as they share with us what those experiences are. And I am very aware of somebody, I think his name is Brett. He runs designjoy.co. He's been pretty vocal about documenting his experience, like in different forums, different communities, on Twitter. He shares a bunch of threads about it. He is his own brilliant case study in saying like, this is how this model works for me. He was part-time doing this and making about $60,000 monthly recurring revenue from unlimited design services. And part-time, he was working as a UI designer at a software company and was like, I just do this on the side. It's fun. And I make a lot of money, but I like my job. And so it was manageable for him to that point. And I think that was maybe a couple of years ago. And when people asked, he's been interviewed on it and he's written about it on various websites. And he said, from what I can recall, paraphrasing here, I'm really, he said, like introverted and really meticulous about my process. So everything is very clear. It's step by step, like there's no room for error. Everything I do is the same. All the concepts are variations of the same. So for example, he has a style. His target audience is usually SaaS founders, so software as a subscription founders, in that kind of early-ish stage where they don't have tons of money, but they're willing to invest and to not have to worry about any UI, creative, or design work. And so he would just do a lot of icons, a lot of logos, a lot of graphics, a lot of social media graphics, marketing collateral, these sorts of things. And so he realized he just developed and created like a library of materials that when a software company would come and say, hey, we are a such and such software company, here's our brand, here's our persona. And he probably had all these questions already in a form, like a survey. Like he probably didn't have to talk to people too much and just said, fill out the survey. Here's all the questions I need to know. And that's enough for me to know exactly what it is that you're wanting. Everyone knows it's an unlimited design service and it's very streamlined. It's not, you're hiring a consultant, paying them $45,000 to really come up with some crazy new, intuitive, wild, unique idea. It's like, I want something to look really good, consistent, your style, my colors, my brand, my logo. And I want it all the time because we're doing lots of this stuff. So he positioned it where it's like basically, right now you do monthly. Price is a lot more expensive than what it was. And the reason why he does that, I'm guessing, is because he's got way too much work. So he wrote another update eventually. And it was basically like, I'm burning out. This is crazy. The amount of demand, he started getting picked up on different news, like online news publications and things. And so he was getting more than enough work than he could possibly do. And it was all him. He said, I design everything. I manage everything. I streamline everything. I do all the client communication, everything. Also, he had a full-time job. And he said, I can't keep up. It's literally super stressful and draining, as you can imagine, to constantly always have demand, expectations, and revisions. He does unlimited revisions. You just have to know there's a certain timeline. It's like 24 hours or a certain amount of time. You can just keep saying, oh, I just actually wanted that blob to be twisted to the left. He's like, all right, it's in the queue. You'll probably get it in the next 24 hours. And people just knew that. It's just always happening, always happening. but with like probably countless, if he's doing 60 grand a month, and this was a couple of years ago and his pricing was more like $29.95. That's only 20 clients. 20 clients paying you 3 grand a month. He's already so that's only 20 clients, but 20 clients giving you unlimited revisions and feedback and requests, icons, graphics, social media, podcast graphics, UI components, like lots of things. It never ends. So on one hand, he's like, the good is lots and lots and lots of money, boatloads of money. The bad was constant work. If he stopped, it all stopped. And like with all that pressure on you from other clients paying you pretty good money every month, and you making that much money, you feel this need to keep going because that's a lot to basically ruin. And then the ugly is the moment you burn out, which inevitably it is if you're doing it the way he did it, which I always found fascinating. I was like, this guy's got a team. You're making 60, 80, 90 grand a month. Like you're making smart business moves. You got people doing this stuff for you. No, he's just like an introverted guy who liked being shy and designing all the time until it was awful. So that's the ugly. And I think now like he's probably got it on lock and he's got it figured out a bit more. I would hope so. And that's kind of the ugly. It's just like that's a lot of pressure. And it's really productized. People see the value. They know exactly what they're getting. You don't have to sell them on it. You don't have to do proposals. I can go now and give my credit card and have an unlimited designer on my team for $5,000 a month. I don't have to talk to him. I'll get a Trello board and say, hey, Brett, we're doing this weekly office hours. I want new graphics. Here's the theme. Here's the topics for the next 4 weeks. Get me those. Also, I need this collateral, these Instagram things, and blah, 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 blah. And I know it's always going to happen. It's literally brilliant. He can just have new clients who are willing to pay that fee, which is 5 grand a month at this point. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant model. But if you do this wrong, like you can do this with 2 clients, 3 clients, 20, 30, 40 clients. The reason why his price is 2.5 times more is because he doesn't want more clients. So he just raised his rate dramatically to stop the demand, like to stop the influx and to scare away people who aren't willing to pay double and a half. But I still imagine he's probably making more money and has around the same amount of clients. And so one of his tweets is, it's fascinating. And I can also say from my experience that the costs to run a digital business, the delta between what you can make and what you spend to make that is pretty significant. He says, my cost is to run Design Joy at $100K per month. This is not a joke. So this is monthly costs. And he has about a dozen tools, all of the usual contenders, a website tool like Webflow, Shutterstock, Figma, Creative Cloud, Loom, Dropbox, and Intercom for customer support. So it's about, $440 a month. Okay. So let's say here, for example, one might go, wow, $100,000 a month. And your costs are $550 a month or whatever. You're like, okay, can't one afford to hire a full-time designer and pay them $10,000 a month to do all the work for you? And that's generous. That's very generous. Give them $5,000, get a couple juniors who are very eager for the work, fulfill the role that you like, and get a customer support person for all the requests to prioritize them. And throw in another goodness, like throw in a project manager to handle certain accounts that are at the enterprise level or something. And say like, okay, well, we're running at $100K a month revenue. And I'm going to put about $25,000 a month into team, and the best team. And you're still at a 70 to 80% profit margin. Why not? Why not? I do not get it. I do not understand that, because the cost, that's the financial cost. You just did a little bit of math there, and there's no way around it. Like, he's human. He's not like a AI robot with 18 arms. He's like doing this, and he's probably doing 40, 50, 60 hours a week, probably like around that. If he might have quit his other job, because why keep a job if that's the case? But I would easily sacrifice 20% of a profit margin to mean I don't want to burn it all to the ground and have a really good, sustainable, healthy business that you can reinvest into other things. You can make the business model really great and eventually sell it if you really wanted to. It's a great model. You go, here are my systems, operations. You need the best designer in the world. You need this, and you need these team members. Here's the manual on how you run it. I'll take $10 million or whatever, something crazy, right? Like, yeah. that's a weird case. Like, I don't understand that. There's another tool or another website called designpickle.com.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
Yeah, they're an unlimited design service and they are a team. From what I can glean, it's like you have unlimited graphic design and they have a team and they hire people, and maybe it's not as unique as, say, Brett from Design Joy, but you probably can rely on it more consistently and you probably don't pay as much.
So my niche market was actually going to be more streamlined towards associations and nonprofits. So, and then, establish a team. So that was my thought process behind it. And it would be solely, to start with, just web design and development, and then maybe adding other things as we go along, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, like, I actually really love the service like X as a subscrition service offer, like an unlimited version of that. Because
I like the idea of the reoccurring revenue. That was my
it's brilliant. And what you can do is, the benefit for the client is obvious, so it sells itself. It's, here's your price every month, so long as you can position it and communicate the value of what they get for the price. So let's say it's $999 a month. Here's your credit card, cancel anytime, unlimited web design requests, or maybe it's for a certain niche or for a certain type of website or whatever. You can fine tune those things so it's not so broad, and then it's easier to sell it to those people. $9.99 a month, unlimited, and whatever other benefits. You just need 3, 4, 5 of those clients, and then you've got $5,000-$6,000 in recurring monthly revenue. That's brilliant. And you could raise the price, make it $19.99, $2,000 a month, unlimited web design team at your fingertips. Here's the trick though. It's not, I can have you do whatever I want at my time all the time forever for like the basically really cheap price. It's like, no. You got to get in line. There's a queue and there's priority. Right. And let's say I give you your draft of your 1-page landing page, because that's what the subscription is or whatever it is. Then you make a request, you make a revision. Well, you got to get in line. If it's just you. Now, here's the thing. Here's where seeing it as a team, I like this way better. You can say, as the lead of this operation, you say, we are a team of 3 and you are assigned a designer, and they will do that work and they will match you with the right one based on your brand, your mission, purpose, blah, 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 and the style. Okay, you've got designer A, and they only work on about 2 or 3 projects at a time. And each of them work on 2 or 3 projects at a time, so they can all manage it. And then as the demand goes, you raise the price and you add another designer. And so the requests then isn't like in Design Joy, like pick Brett's choice. He's like, okay, you're literally like queue number 39 because I've got all these other people with requests and I'm the only person doing it. Whereas if he's like, you got your designer, like they'll do it. They got one other project here that they're cycling through and in between this one, but it'll be 24 hours, like no problem. And you just keep that gravy train going. And as long as you're really streamlined, everything is documented. There should be no gray area as to how you handle a situation. It's like, what if a client wants this? Like there should be no thinking and going, well, I would do this. You go, okay, well in the handbook, it's this. There it is. Do that step by step. There's 13 steps. That's it. It has to be so rigid. And that is amazing. A lot of creative people think that that's scary, but we're not just in our room painting and making art. Like we're actually trying to make a business operation to pay the bills and feed like our families, and make the world a better place in some way, shape, or form. So that costs money, and it needs to be in some sort of instruction manual. It'll keep you sane. It'll keep the constraints, and it'll allow you to do your work better. So I think the unlimited service as a subscription is a brilliant model, so long as it's carefully approached, seen at through the eyes of a team. I wouldn't do an unlimited service by myself. If I was just a bachelor and I hadn't a lot of time, and this isn't against bachelors, because if you're a bachelor, you are time rich, you are time wealthy, unless you spend it on a bunch of garbage. Like I'm not, so I'm not going to do that. but what can I do? It's like, okay, well, you can pump that business up, grow it. Maybe you're getting 10, 20, 30K a month, like reinvest that into a team to keep that going and take the profit margin, and like you're laughing. I hope you enjoyed that clip. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. And also don't forget to join the Creative X crew. The link's down in the description. And while you're here, why not check out this video? And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.